Nobody asked, but every year, especially around E3, Microsoft tends to get pushed to the side more than I think it deserves to. I mean, when you look at the exclusives coming out of both Nintendo and Sony's side, you can see why. And when you think of Microsoft, most people think Halo and Gears of War, and that's it. But I would argue by doing that, you're disregarding Microsoft exclusives that are absolute masterpieces. And a lot of this apathy comes from the fact that they don't market these games well at all. There are a total of 5 people that care about the cars they bring to E3, and of those 5 people, I'm actually 3 of them. But if you look past the bad marketing and some often underwhelming packaging, holy crap, are you seeing these graphics? Look at that guy just zoom past everybody else. The Forza Motorsport franchise is one of the most well-polished, mechanically sound franchises in the industry. It doesn't matter what has the best graphics, because when a Forza game comes out, it has the best graphics. I mean, look at this. This one you're looking at right now isn't even that new. It came out in 2017, and it's still looking like this. I remember when I was a kid, it must have been about like summertime of 2011, and the store had this massive 80-inch TV with Forza Motorsport 3 hooked up, and the store associate, his name was Saul, he let me play it, and oh my gosh. At the time, I only had a Wii, but I asked Mr. Saul, what is this game, and what does it play on? He said it's Forza, and it's on 360, and I went, I gotta get a 360. No joke, y'all, I was doing extra chores all summer trying to save up for a 360 because we were going on vacation back to America in October, and I didn't just want the 360, I wanted to save every penny so I could go to a GameStop and get this Forza game. And then I learned the next game was gonna come out while I was gonna be in America. It was a dream come true. I eventually got the 360, and I remember being so jet lagged when we landed in America, I couldn't sleep at all. So I got out of bed at like 2 o'clock in the morning, plugged in my new best friend, and put in Forza Motorsport 4 for the first time, and played until like noon. It was absolutely incredible. This was the first game I owned that played in 1080p HD, and like I said, the graphics for these Forza games have always just been astonishing. And it's not just the graphics that make the game so immersive. The controls are smooth and responsive, and there are all these assists that you don't have to play with. In fact, every assist you turn off gives you a credit boost. So like 8 years ago when I first started playing this thing was hitting the brakes for me. There's this line that shows you how to approach corners and find the fastest way around the track, but that was very limiting. When you have the brake assists, you don't have to worry about crashing into a wall, but if there's a decent CPU in front of you, the game hits those brakes too early for you to try and gain an edge in a turn. Now that I'm a real grown-up, I barely have any of these assists on, and as I've grown in my skills with this game, it's just gotten more and more intense, increasing the difficulty and flying around turns to take first place. But of course, if you zone out for like 2 seconds, it's gonna be like... But all of this just adds to the enjoyment you can get from these games. If there's a car that exists in real life, it probably exists in these games, and like I said earlier, you get more money if you have fewer assists on. So the better you get, the quicker you can start collecting these freaking beautiful, exotic, fast machines. But there's so many options that if you're not as adept and you're playing with some of the assists and making less money, there are still solid options for you to save towards so you're not spending the entire game driving a friggin' Honda Civic. The progression system's really nice too. You finish a race and it's like, boom, here's how you did. Oh, did you complete your challenges? I didn't this time, but credit bonus to you if you did, and you just got promoted. So, would you rather have some extra money, or a new costume, or a new car at a nice discount? The progression lets you build up your profile the way you want to, and I really, really like that. There's just so much to do in these games. There's so many tracks and so many divisions. It's not just a matter of, oh, now you can drive the even faster cars, because if it was, there'd be like, I don't know, 5 or 6 different race styles you can do. But look at this. Look at all these divisions. These are all different. This is real. You can race NASCARs, you can race classic muscle cars that have horrible brakes, so you really gotta manage those turns. You can race these hypercars where if you slow down for even a millisecond, everyone else will zoom past you and leave you in the dust. You can race in Indy cars that have such strong handling that let you weave in between everybody and zip around corners. Compared to every other division, Indy cars feels like playing with cheat codes in the best possible way. There's street racing, there's cross-country racing, there's off-road hatchbacks, there's old-school open-wheel racers, there's bowling with a limousine. If you sink your teeth into these games, it'll take a long, long time before you have to start repeating content. These aren't just games for hardcore racing fans, alright? If there's even a single bone in your body that thinks you might like this series, you gotta give it a try. If you go to GameStop, Forza Motorsport 5 and 6 are pretty cheap. 7 is the newest one. It's the one most of this gameplay has been from. But if you're just looking to dip your toes in, honestly, 5 and 6 are fantastic as well, and they're like half the price of number 7. Every game in this series gets a 5 out of 5.